Hello, this is Colleen Strong, and this is my digital platform assignment 2, the literature review. The article I chose for this assignment is, Does Background Music Really Help Radio Commercials? The Effects of Involvement on Ad Recall, by Andrew Sharma. This article was published in the Journal of Radio and Audio Media. I wanted to start off by talking about the purpose of the literature review. The purpose of a literature review is to first establish the theoretical framework, to define terms and definitions, to highlight studies, models, or cases that support the topic, and last but certainly not least, to establish your topic. The purpose of this study tries to answer the question, is the use of music in radio commercials effective in raising the recall of the brand in consumers? This literature review is broken down into sections. The first section, Effects of Music on Information Processing. Previous research exploring the effects of music on emotional response and behavior has had mixed results. Classical conditioning versus mood therapy. Theories ranging from classical conditioning, which suggests that consumers' feeling toward music may transfer to a product, to mood theory, which suggests that music creates favorable or unfavorable moods, which in turn transfer to product evaluation, have been suggested. Some research has also considered music's impact on message reception and processing. Effects of music on information processing continued. There has also been mixed results in the existing research concerning the recall effects of music in radio advertising. Music has shown to enhance brand recall, and music has also shown to create lower recall rates. Additionally, some studies have shown music to have no effect on brand recall. The next section, Contextual Factors. In the present media choices available to our listener, and given the practice of ad clustering, skipping commercials and low attention span is becoming the norm. Almost all of the past research tests the commercials by themselves and not within the program context. Context influences effectiveness. The context in which an ad appears has long been thought to influence the effectiveness of the advertising message. Effectiveness is influenced by location. Consumers are exposed to ads within a program context. The editorial environment of a vehicle significantly influences the effectiveness of advertisements placed on the vehicle. This study explores the effects of context between the program content and the commercial. Next section, Congruency between music and message. Studies have shown that higher recall occurs when there is congruency between the involvement type of the program and the commercial. Free recall and cued recall were significantly higher for cognitively involving ads and cognitively involving program context versus effectively involving program context and free recall. Free recall and cued recall were significantly higher for effectively involving ads and effectively involving program context versus cognitively involving program context. Congruency between music and message continued. The Caleres, Cox & Cox 1993 study takes into account background music and ad message congruency, but does not address background music in program context. The Lord and Lee 1994 study addresses the program context and the like-dislike of background music, but not the absence or presence of background music itself as a variable. This current study explores the effects of congruency between the involvement types of the program and the commercial. The concept of involvement. Consumer-related characteristics are important factors influencing consumer processing of advertising messages. Some of the influencing factors are need recognition, need for cognition, feelings and emotion, motivation to process, persuasion knowledge, and involvement. Involvement is by far believed to be one of the most most important factors in advertising process. Measuring the effectiveness of commercials. This study examines the factors of involvement types and involvement level in information processing of background music in ads in radio advertising. This study tested the congruency effects of involvement type of the program and commercials on the effectiveness of the commercial and the impact on memory. Advertising effectiveness has traditionally been measured and evaluated in terms of recall. Cognitive and affective change. These are the two major tests used today. This study uses recall, both unaided and aided, to measure the commercial's effectiveness. This has been my presentation. Thank you for listening.